introduce to speak in a moment. That is Professor appropriately for a play that blends art and science, Professor Susan Miller, who is the CEO and Director of the Queensland Museum Network. I'll ask Susan to come up and speak in a moment about the partnership between our two organisations. Before I do that, can I also acknowledge our Chair, Elizabeth Jameson, and other present board members, Richard Fotheringham, Rachel Crowley, Susan Lemont and David Williamson. And of course, our usual thank you to all of our wonderful donors and sponsors, without whom we can't do what we do. This will be a rare occasion where you are fortunate not to hear from me an enormous amount tonight. I know that's deeply disappointing for most of you, but this will be a relatively, thank you for the work once I got that second. This will actually be quite a brief event, because I'm going to introduce Suzanne to you now, but then I will introduce Kat Henry, the director of the show, after Suzanne. But before we do, without any further ado, I'll introduce Suzanne Miller from the Queensland Museum Network.
Thanks so much, Sam. Look, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. What an awesome performance. Wasn't it just extraordinary? And seriously, those two on stage, that's pretty tough, actually, I have to say, not just remembering the science. But look, I'm really delighted to be here. I too would like to acknowledge elders past, present and future, and of course all of you here this evening. As CEO of the Queensland Museum and as Queensland's Chief Scientist, I get invited, lovely, I get invited to lots of events and lots of events across the cultural sector in Queensland, but I have to say tonight has been a highlight. And not just because it is a beautiful and astonishing play, but because it also highlights a beautiful, I think, hopeful partnership between Queensland Museum and Queensland Theatre Company. It's been a pleasure to be working with you all, and this is part of, in fact, it's really our first event in a way as part of World Science Festival Brisbane, which is all about celebrating an extravaganza of the entanglement between the arts and the sciences. And that's exactly what Constellations was about. So the World Science Festival, yes, it's about science, it's about core scientific principles, it's about getting the brightest and best minds of science on stage to talk to as many people as possible. But the language of science is not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily come easily to most people. And so World Science Festival, we feel our point of distinction is in bringing the arts to bear on science. To use performance, to use art, really to help interpret and help people come into the sciences in a way that might be unexpected, that might be confrontational, but which is always fun. And so when we heard that Sam had chosen Constellations to be part of the 2017 programme here, it was just a partnership made in heaven for us. We were delighted to be able to partner with Queensland Theatre. And next week there'll be a couple of very special performances as part of World Science Festival, where we have artist and physicist, playwright and muse, Nick Payne and Brian Green, who's the co-founder of World Science Festival in New York, but who was the inspiration for the play. Nick saw him on TV documentary. Brian Green's specialisation is in multiverse. And he was the inspiration for the performance that we saw tonight. So they will be on stage next week after two of the performances in conversation, talking to each other about this extraordinary combination of art and science. But look, we are just totally thrilled to be working in partnership with you. It's been an absolute pleasure. And we look forward to hopefully some very interesting new developments working in terms of developing local homegrown talent, homegrown performance. That's what we're looking forward to across World Science Festival and across this fantastic partnership with Queensland Theatre Company. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed the performance as much as I did.
And can I actually belatedly congratulate Suzanne on the Science Festival as well, and say thank you also for the partnership on behalf of Queensland Theatre Company. Most of you in this room will have heard me already talk about how our capacity to partner sets Queensland apart from the rest of the country. But I think this particular collaboration tonight is a case in point, and we're equally delighted and thrilled with our marriage, the marriage of art and science. I'm slightly intimidated by speaking after the chief scientist. I'll introduce you now to the director of the show, but there was a moment as I was watching the show tonight, or just towards the end of the show, where a couple in front of me, and I won't name you this evening, but a couple in front of me held each other's hand at the sort of climactic scene in the show, and I think that gesture, and that very simple gesture, says an enormous amount about this show's capacity to touch people and encourage them to touch each other, I suppose. But the capacity to affect people. But I think particularly that very simple gesture sprung from a very complex. I realise I'm on video now. Hello.
Hi.
I realise that very simple act. Or apparently simple act sprung from a very complex equation. What you saw on stage tonight looks very simple, looks very effortless, looks very easy, but like most things that look very simple and effortless and easy, it's the product of an enormous amount of work and talent and application. I wanted to acknowledge the team who put together tonight and get Kat to introduce them to you, but I wanted to pay a personal tribute before we do get Kat up here to the courage of the team for tackling work, not just work that deals in such emotionally intense interactions, but actually for tackling a play that is in every capacity, in the performance of it, in the design of it, in the direction of it, particularly a play that is fiendishly difficult. And I think you get a very small taste of that difficulty, but you actually don't get much of a taste because they do such a beautiful job of it. So to introduce the team and to thank them and to congratulate them, a director who has done a beautiful job of Constellations, and that is Kat Henry.
Such a warm and welcoming audience to what has been an incredible journey for us, obviously. I'm here to thank a lot of people. I want to start by thanking the company, and I don't just mean thanking Sam for allowing this to be in part of the program and the programming team. I mean the whole company. There's been such a beautiful sense of humanity within the company, which has echoed what our experience of the play has been. We had a beautiful moment about a week ago when, until that time, the set had been covered in a kind of white contact to keep the surface of it really pristine. And we were itching to kind of unveil that and see our beautiful, glorious set, and I'll thank Anthony in a moment, but our beautiful set for the first time. And word had got around that this was going to happen, and there was such a feeling of wanting to be part of the unveiling of it, that what happened is the whole company, payroll and programming and all of the production, came down and stood around. Some people took photos, and the other half of us got up on the set with our shoes off so we'd keep it in good order, and all together peeled back that white contact so that we would reveal the set. And I feel like that was really an emblematic moment of the vibe that we've had through this production. It's been such a collaboration, and I couldn't be more proud of my team for being in such great conversation with one another. So I'm going to thank people specifically now. First of all, the incredible actors who we had on stage tonight, Jessica Toby and Lucas Stibbons. These are two of the hardest working actors I've worked with. This play is at the same time a great gift for its beauty and its humanity, but also, as Sam was alluding to, a very demanding play. It's very slippery, you know. It's a play that invites you into its infinite possibilities. There are infinite ways to play every moment in this play, and those actors really grappled with almost all of those possibilities and put in so much hard work, so thank them deeply. But I also thank deeply my incredible entire team, the set by the wonderful Anthony Spinazzi. That set was a mathematical marvel and difficulty. Gorgeous Lights by Ben Hughes. Amazing sound by Guy Webster. My wonderful assistant director, Karen, my wonderful Atkinson. Our stage manager, Pip Loth. And our assistant stage manager, Rebecca Manuti. It's really hard to remember everything.
There's a list there, I can help you out.
Yeah, oh, is there? Oh, terrific. Great. Oh, great. Oh, yeah, we also had Nikki J. Price, helped us as our fight director. And Helen Howard, our wonderful accent coach. And Emma Skelton, our directorial observation. But there are so many people beyond that. I mentioned before the complexity of the set, and it really was a deeply complex thing to realize. It's very deceptively simple. You know, you look at it and it's a surface, but it's a very complicated surface. And I need to thank from the bottom of my heart the production, the workshop guys who were absolutely incredible. Pete, Jamie, John, and Alex, who worked tirelessly. And the production team: Tony, Michael, Canada, Dan, Sam, Matt, and Kyle. Amazing work. Thank you so much. And in wardrobe, Barb and Nat. I hope that's everybody. You guys were just amazing. As I said, it was such a team effort. We all felt like we were in great conversation with one another, all of the departments, and I think that's a testament to what they've been able to achieve. So thank you to the entire company, to everybody, and thank you for being here on opening night. Thank you.
All that remains for me to do is to thank you all for joining us and encourage you to continue your conversation at and with the bar. Thank you.